Hey guys, welcome back to my series on derivatives in Python from basics to advanced strategies. So in our previous video, we learned about how to install various packages in Python, how to install Python and how to go about it. Today we will delve deeper into it and understand how we can use how we can use Python to manipulate financial data. So today it will be more on introduction to financial data with Python. So let's start. So please open your Jupyter notebooks. So I have already opened my Jupyter notebook. So today we will be using yfinance package extensively to download the financial data or the stock market data. So first we have to import these three packages: yfinance, pandas and numpy. So I had taught this previously, how can we import all the packages. So firstly we write import yfinance as yf, second is import pandas as pd, third is import numpy as np. Next is we want to get the stock market data of a particular stock. So the way we go about it is yf, which references yfinance, then dot download, then inside it we write AAPL, which is the stock market ticker for Apple. Then we write the start date for the stock price and the end date. So based on this, as you can see, we get the close price, highest price for that day, lowest price for that day, open price for that day, and even the volume traded for that day for that particular stock. So here you can see we have it for all the days as it's written here. So from 1st Jan, we have it from 3rd Jan till 31st December, which is the 29th December, which would be the last weekday for that in this particular range. Next is we would like to see the columns in this particular data frame. So we use APL underscore data, which is the name of the data frame, dot columns. So as you can see, we have all of these columns: close, high, low, open, volume. Next is, say we want to download the stock market data for multiple stocks. So the way we go about it is, firstly we have a list where we define all the tickers for which we want the data. So say example Apple, Microsoft, Google. Then next is we similarly use the same method, same function previously that we had called yf.download tickers, start date and end date. So as you can see, once we have it here in data, we have all the data for these three stocks: close price, high price, low price, open price, and even the volume traded for that particular day. Now say we want to see just the close price for a particular stock. So we'll use the Apple stock example here. So we use the AAPL underscore data, which was the initial data frame that we had created for Apple's stock price. So yeah, let's work using that. So we have it AAPL underscore data. Inside it we have close, since we want the close price for Apple stock. Now suppose you want the open price for Apple stock. It's pretty simple. You just have to write OPEN and press Ctrl and enter. So yeah, since I have not loaded it, I'll have to load all of it again. So yeah, we go here, run, we click on run all cells. So yeah, previously I had not reloaded the data when I had opened this Jupyter notebook. That's the reason it was giving an error to me. So see, now we have the open price. Now say we want two columns instead of just one column. So say we want the close price and the open price. Close, double quotes. So this is how you write it. So here you have the close price and open price. So this is the syntax. It's note it's double square brackets on both sides instead of single square brackets if we are having two columns. Next is the calculations part. So yeah, this is interesting. Please pay attention here. So say for example, we want to calculate the moving average for the stock prices. So the way we go about it is the name of the data frame, which is AAPL underscore data. Next is we want this moving average based on the closing price. So we write here close. Then next is rolling is to calculate the moving average. Now the window stands for how many number of days do we want to include. So here we want to include 50 days. So we write 50 here. Next is what do we want? Do we want the sum, average, whatever? So we want the mean or the average. So we write mean here. Okay, so based on this we get the moving average. So as you can see here, for the initial 50 rows there would be NA, since the last 50 couldn't really be calculated since we do not have the data. But after that, as you see, the moving averages are populated. We will further see the plotting of these later in the video. Next is the daily return. So to calculate the daily return, again we base it on the closing price, and here we have PCT underscore change as the function. So let's see how does this look like. So we copy this particular part. So if we are assigning equal to this particular function to variable, it does not display the output. But if you just executing that particular function, that particular command, it does display the output. Also, we would comment the previous line of rolling window, so you use hash to comment. So again press Ctrl and enter. So as you can see in the percentage change thing, for the first date, again we will not get any value, since before that we do not have a particular value of the stock, but after that we are getting these values of for percentage change again. Okay, so here we have the moving averages and the daily return for this particular stock calculated. So now again, if we want to see how do they look like, so we run AAPL underscore data, control and enter. So you see moving average and daily underscore returns is there. Now the next part is to plot the closing price. So we use matplotlib.pyplot here, which is a plotting function, library of function. So we import it as PLT. Next is we use plt.figure. So this determines the figure size. It's again in pixels, so you can just keep it standardized as 12,6. So you can see that row, the length is twice the height. Next is plotting the data. So we want to plot closed data and label it as APL underscore close. So you can see that here it's labeled as AAP and L underscore close. Then we use plt.title, so it sets the title for the graph. So here you can see we have set the title as AAPL close price. Next is the X label, which is basically the date. Y label, again the label on the y-axis, which is the price. plt.legend basically shows the legends and the graph, and plt.grid setting it as true displays these grids here. Then when we do plt.show, it shows the graph. So as you can see, the Apple closing price is increasing. Now the reason we had used moving averages can be seen later in this. So as you can see again here, we have seen the entire data. So we have the entire moving averages, daily return, all of it populated in this particular table. So yeah, next we plot the moving average. So we plot it for 50 days. So as you can see, we use similar commands, plt.plot and plt.show. So as you can see here, this particular graph is a 50-day moving average, which is a smoothed version of this particular graph. So as you can see, this is how you plot the graphs. Then next we would like to plot daily return based on the histograms. So we have grouped those histograms by 50 observations. So we have 50 bins, and then we are displaying it. So as you can see, it's more like a normal distribution. So basically on any particular 2 days, if we are just checking the return, it might most of the times be near to 0. So yeah, this is how you can visualize data in a very basic version of visualizing data using Python. So yeah, this was it for this video. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for paying attention. Please like, share and subscribe.